Warlords come out to play. This could be your last day in life. Sacrifice, another actor dies.
Another time that I experienced was I had overdose. That's one of my overdoses, but in the process of it, I had taken over-the-counter medicine. I had that in my system, and then afterward I had a prescribed promethazine bottle in me. And I feel familiar with over-the-counter stuff, but you know, prescriptions go about dosages in different ways, and this dosage you only need a little bit, but I took half the bottle. It was like a bottle this size. So in the process, I'm on the bus trying to get home, and in the bus I noticed a person walking in. The way I describe it is like a old skater punker, and it looked funny because they walk in looking in all panicked and worn out and things like that, and then I'm over here like everything else looked normal. So I look back at that person, and this person looked beat up, like they were panting, and all of a sudden this story was creating in my head. And I asked the person, like, are you okay? Like, you know, and they said, yeah, I'm fine, I'm just out of breath. So I see this nasty image, but this person's saying I'm out of breath. So I'm like, am I tripping, whatever. I turn around and I look back at her, and she looks normal. And when I had seen her looking beat up, she looked like, it wasn't like out of this world death type of looking, but she had like purple under her eyes, like her lips were cut up, like a nasty image of like someone being hurt. And I looked back at her after I snapped out or something. It was just like a 10-minute bus ride. She ended up looking normal, like that didn't even happen. So that was kind of weird because it was only her face that got distorted. It was nothing else around her. It was not the bus seats, it wasn't me, it was just her face, and it wasn't like her whole body that got distorted. It was just basic details of looking beat up. And when I looked back at her, they were not there. She looked like any other person. So that's the second thing that I've ever came across. It was really like a deep experience for me, and I'm analytical, so I'm always gonna want to question and answer why, you know, and if not, I'm gonna try to seek it myself. So the thing with that was that I was gonna go on a pass that day, like from the valley back to LA, so I was taking the train. You know, I was allowed to do that, and the train was when the first person I spoke with, I shared the story, and it happened to be a male. Like he's the one that labeled it dancing on the devil riding your back. So he labeled it like that, and once I got that and it sounded like it was like a common term, I looked into it from there, and then I read similar stories that they felt the same type of thing. That's why when I started off saying the scientific term is sleep paralysis, but you really can't, it's deeper than just, you know, brain waves and what they could find out with their machinery and things is deeper, but they had to find some type of name for it, and it's sleep paralysis. You know, that's when they try to say that like the number of, what is it called, the rapid eye movement and all that stuff kicks in, and you know, it's like a certain stage, and like your mind got conscious when it wasn't supposed to. But to me it's deeper because I'm able to see my surroundings, and and like, where does my mind create all these images? Like, I never seen, I mean, you hear about evil stuff and you could imagine it, what people lay it out for you, but like deep in my mind, it was like something I never came across. Like, how am I just gonna create that in my mind on its own without any drugs to add?